And what's up, everybody? I'm back with another video game review. I hope the audio's good. Microphone's been having some problems lately, but I think I got it fixed. But anyways, we're back with another video game review. Today we are reviewing Batman Arkham Asylum. This is the first of 3 in the Batman Arkham trilogy that was originally released on the Xbox 360 and is now on the Switch. And so thank you to Jeffofthemellows for letting me borrow the entire trilogy, giving me the chance to play it. You'll see the other 2 as I beat them and they do the reviews of them. So, but this is going to be the first one. I was very excited to play these because they are modeled off of the Spider-Man games are modeled off of them. And and I'm a huge fan of the Spider-Man games, so I'm very excited to see how this is going to play out. But still, I got a lot of thoughts on it. Let's jump right into it, shall we? First off, this game's a little frustrating. I must say it is very frustrating. It is not good at providing direction in a quick manner. Many times, if you complete a mission, you have to move around for a while and just do random gibberish until it decides to tell you where to go next. And that is very, very frustrating, I must say. It also doesn't help that the game is very, very darkly lit, which I get that's the point to set the mood so that things are, can set the tone for the game and everything, because there is a lot of dark elements of the game. It takes place in a mental asylum for criminals. And Batman as a whole is very dark, is a darker stuff than other like the MCU or Marvel and all that kind of stuff. So you have to, take that into equation as well. But it is really, really hard to see some stuff. I even turned the brightness up all the way and I still had a very hard time seeing stuff. The time where it was most a problem was the time where we did the when you had to do this like detective stuff, not like when you had the detective mode on, but like when you were zoomed in and you were trying to look at certain stuff and they were very minute details. It was very, very, very difficult to see. So that was very, very frustrating. There were also many times where I felt like I was experiencing deja vu, where I would be seeing or doing the same thing over and over and over again, going to the same places, backtracking and facing the same amount of enemies or the same kinds of enemies, at least until the end of the game. I think the end of the game, there was finally some variety and we finally got, with everything kind of coming together and tying together, it felt good. That's finally, oh, okay, this is where it is. But for most of the game, I was just kind of like, am I seeing stuff or is this real? So you definitely got to know that going in. And also the combat is good. This is the part that I think the Spider-Man games took the most inspiration. I guess there's a few other small points that they took, but this is the biggest point in my opinion. The combat was really good. It was pretty simple though, which was good because, man, can you get overwhelmed with enemies sometimes? And the boss battles are nuts. You can definitely tell this is an older game, but it introduces a lot of elements that have been more built upon and are much more complex and talkative nowadays. Especially with the combat, that's where a big piece of this is. And it's good. I had fun with the combat. It does get a little repetitive at times. And most times, we didn't get to do as much combat as I wanted to. It was more so like a mental strategy or like a strategic thing. And it wasn't really like you're just going straight out and beating the crap out of people. I just didn't feel like that was always the case. And there's a lot of specific moves that you have to memorize and stuff like that, with different enemies and whatnot. But it is good for variation and it does work pretty well in the game, I must say. One of my favorite parts of the game though are the Riddler trophies. There are a ton of Riddler trophies in the game. I didn't even get close to half of the Riddler trophies. I didn't even get a quarter of the Riddler trophies, and I was just finding them all over the place and getting them. and there were some that I backtracked to get, and they're a really cool like side thing for this game. There's a lot of stuff to do post game, but there's not a lot of side stuff to do during the story when you're playing the story for the first time. The Riddler trophies are the exception to that, and it's really, really good. The riddles are fun to try and figure out, but also you can kind of just wander around and look around, and you'll find some. You don't really have to truly follow the riddles, but you can if you want to. So it's good. I definitely did enjoy that. So I'm just gonna move the mic a little bit back. There we go. So that was good. I like that, and it definitely does keep you engaged, which is nice. Because sometimes you'll be feeling a little like you're off track and you'll lose motivation and whatnot because you're so turned around and whatnot. I definitely felt that many, many times while playing the game, but with the Riddler trophies, I was able to still really get a good feel for it and was able to enjoy it. So that was good. Now let's talk about those graphics. Ooh boy, the graphics did not age the best in this game, not at all. Batman always looks like he's trying to take a shit, and this is most notable in when he's talking to other people in cutscenes, because he's just like you couldn't have made him have any like facial expressions. I know this was Xbox 360, so not like super advanced, but you couldn't have made him with like a little bit of facial motivation or expressions and whatnot. There's some other parts of the game that didn't age the best, and there's some lighting issues that I talked about already, and also just a lot of stuff. I didn't really experience that many glitches, though this is like a remastered, I'll call it remaster, but it's not really remastered Switch version. But that was fine. Like the graphics you get used to them. They are a product of their time, but they're not by far not the worst graphics out there. So you gotta know that. And I feel like, in my opinion, that the game ends really fast. The Joker, the final fight with Joker is really short, in my opinion, because even the Poison Ivy fight that you do right before the Joker fight, that one at least has 2 phases. And there's other ones. There's like the Scarecrow encounters, which I guess aren't fights, but that has 3 parts to it. There's a few the Titan fights. Those are that's a 3-parter as well. Actually, really, yeah, that's a 3-parter. But the Joker fight's a 1-parter. That didn't make much sense. But it just feels like it's like a very abrupt ending to the game when it really felt like they were setting up for something more. Could be just my interpretation, but that's kind of what I thought. So, but those are really my thoughts about the game. It's a good game, but not a great game, which is a very controversial opinion to some people. It's good though. I would definitely recommend playing it, but know that it's a more pioneer game of a genre that has really grown since, and you have to see this is really where they go back to their roots. I am excited to play the other 2 games, Arkham City and Arkham Knight, in the near future. I'm actually going to start working on Arkham City soon here, so that's going to be good. For my final score though for Arkham Asylum, I'm going to have to give this one a good. I'll give it a 7. The ending of the game, especially like when you get to the Poison Ivy, when like after the Killer Croc stuff, that part is what really got me at the end there, and I hope that continues into Arkham City, but we'll see. But it was really good. Sure, a lot of people have nostalgia for the game and love playing it, and I definitely did not hate it, and I didn't love it either though. So I'm hoping for more, but this is a good game. So, but if you played this game, I'd love to know your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. And so that's going to do it for this review as well. So stay tuned for much more amazing content, including Arkham City, Arkham Knight, and more game reviews. And until next time, see you guys later. Goodbye.